Hey, welcome back to my Flutter series. If you remember where we left off, this tile right here, we wanted to go to a different page every time we tap on this tile. And this page is going to be unique to each service, so we'll have a unique page for each of these three services. But the first thing that we need to do to get to this page is we need to create the widget of that page. So we're going to create a new file called wash, so we can just run touch wash.rb and make sure you're from the lib directory of your Flutter project, and we'll hit enter and you'll see we got a new file. The first thing we do, as always, is import material. Whoops. And then we're going to create a stateless widget, and it's going to be called wash. And for now, in this widget, we are going to hold a scaffold with a vanilla app bar and a body of center with a container that says hello world. And now that I think of it, we can actually just get rid of this container. We don't really need that. So what we did here is we created a new route in our Flutter application. So when you hear the word route, it makes you think of something like a map, but a route in Flutter is actually just synonymous with page. So the next thing that we're going to do, if you remember, in our service tile, we had a function called onTap. And this is the function that gets called when we tap our tile. So we need to come to our onTap function, and we're going to use the navigator's push method to create a new material route. New material page route, I'm sorry. And that takes a function of builder, which will take an argument of build context, as well as the page which we want to build. So in that case, it will be wash, and it'll automatically import the wash library for us. So just a quick review, Navigator is a class for managing the routes in our application. When we push a route, that is like saying going forward, whereas if we pop a route, that's like going back. So push, forward, back, pop. So the context, or build context, as it's commonly referred to as, is a class that we use to manage the widgets in our widget tree hierarchy. The material page route is just a new route, a completely new page that is built within the current build context, and it gets called on a widget of our choosing. So if we come over to our application and we tap on it, we see we've got our whole new page, and then our app bar, the leading section of our app bar, comes within a back button that we can use. So now, with just a few lines of code, we can push and pop onto different pages of our application. And if you notice up here, we have an app bar. We have two app bars, so we want to keep our code dry, and we're going to create another app bar. So we can just do touch custom app bar .dart. And we'll come into this file, and I'm going to do something weird here. We're going to create a function called custom app bar, and that'll take a string of title as an argument, and then we will return, this needs to be capitalized, an app bar with a title, text, title, and we'll just style this right now. .0, and we will punctuate that with a semicolon. And now, so there are two types of ways to use widgets in Flutter. You can either use functional widgets or class-based widgets. as a return value. And the reason we're doing a functional widget here is because if we look at the app bar argument within our scaffold, it takes a parameter of, sorry, my mouse is now slipping around. So it takes a parameter of app bar, which is a return value of preferred size widget. So if we were to make a class-based widget like we normally do that just returns app bar within the build function, it would not work here. So we can now pass in our custom, or call our custom app bar function with the string, and in this case it will be Corey's car shop. And we can come on over to our, let me add a comma here before I forget, our wash page, and we're going to do the same thing. So our app bar is going to be a custom app bar, and you'll see that gets imported right away automatically. It's going to be called wash and wax. And we'll add a comma, and then we'll refresh our page. And the font looks a little too big here. Same with the other page. It's just too big for my liking, and that's the beauty of reusable code. So we can actually lower the font size down to 25, and it'll lower the font size on both of our nav bars. And yep, that looks a little better. We want to add some buttons though. So there's two things we want to take care of. We want to take care of logging in users as well as having users manage the appointments. So we're going to create two buttons, and we'll route those in later episodes, or you can build a prototype where they route to this page if you want to practice. But for now, we're just going to leave the buttons blank. And to make buttons, we're going to use the leading parameter of our app bar widget, which takes a list of widgets. If you hover on over, you'll see list dynamic. So we can type this if we want. And then we will pass in an icon button, which will take an icon. And then icons dot calendar. I spelled that wrong. Maybe I did this wrong. So we can do leading. Or is it actions? I'm sorry. I think it's actions. Yes, it's actions. So leading is the... I'm so sorry about that. So I got leading and actions confused. So you see we have this back button here. That is considered the leading, and that is only one widget. And Flutter will build that automatically for us, which is why we're going to leave it out of our custom app bar. But the actions, these buttons you'll see right now, are going to pop up on the right-hand side of our nav bar. So we can do icon button with an icons dot... with an icon, which takes icons dot calendar today outlined, and then the function is just going to be a blank one, and we'll add another icon button. And this one we're just going to do person. This will be for logging in and out. And you'll see if we don't include an onPress method, we're going to get a system warning. And we can refresh our page, and you'll see we have these two beautiful buttons right here, and they also splash as well, and our leading is automatically taken care of. And it even kind of bumps our title for us, so that's why we really like Flutter. It's because it'll do simple things like this automatically for us. So in just a few lines of code, we've made a reusable app bar, and we've routed to our tiles. I don't know if I'm going to be making a tile for each one of these pages, but in the next episode, we're going to be making the page for the wash and wax tile. So be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That really helps me, guys. And be sure to check out the Corey's Corner podcast. We got a lot of hilarious content out there. And as always, what I want you guys to do is to, wait a day or two and then try to recall what we learned in this episode by playing around with the code by yourself. That is the easiest way to learn. That is it for this episode. Thank you again for watching. This is Corey's Corner.